Hello, I'm Jomika and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. This is episode 6 of our modded career playthrough. So let's go ahead and see our active contracts, which we have the moon flyby and the manned orbit for 72 hours. So I think we can go ahead and do the manned orbit 72 hours. Again, we could try it. The manned Kerbal landing is another thing we could try, but we'll stick with the 72-hour one. What we want to do is unlock some more life support supplies, because last time we tried we ran out of oxygen and one other part. I think we had enough food, but we were missing two other things. I think it was oxygen and water. So let's go ahead and load in our orbiter Mark 1. This has no problems getting into orbit, and it has everything we need except for the life support. So we want one that has food, oxygen, and water. So yeah, the one we did before was just food, and that was the 0.625. And let's try it and see. We now have 35 days of oxygen, water, and food. Electricity, we're a little low, so we could probably just add another battery just in case we forget to have it pointing in the right direction. So now we're up to 1 day of electricity. So let's go ahead and do this. We will do, let's do the scientist, Bob Kerman. So let's go ahead and launch that. Everything should be good. I think the top section may be a little wobbly. At least it looks unstable from here, but it looks pretty sturdy. So you have no SAS. Let's revert back. I don't think we got anything that'll help with that, like MechJeb or anything. No, I'm pretty sure we didn't. So we'll just go ahead and go. So we'll send Bob up without any kind of assistance in flying. And then we'll just kind of do our normal ascent here. Just make sure we're kind of level. It is drifting sort of towards the north, so I could probably go ahead and get that ready. And for now it's looking okay. That did not end very well. So let's go ahead and revert back to launch and try that one again. So what I'm gonna do this time is stage you together, but I'll go no throttle at first. And then we can kind of throttle up when we need to steer a little bit, or it kind of goes off course. And I think that'll be okay. But so far, it's looking like it's lined up a little bit better than last time. We want to make sure we are in the retrograde marker when we decouple the solid rocket boosters, and that'll prevent them from crashing into the spaceship. So right about there, and I did it again. So we'll give this one more shot. wasn't quite in the retrograde marker, or prograde marker. And we'll try this again. So you are wanting to drift over more to the left. So if we could do it right there, that would be perfect. I may have to take my time a little bit more. Okay. So right there. Alright, that was much better. We're at 11 kilometers. Bob is having a very hard time keeping this stable. So let's go ahead and quickly open the nav ball just to make sure we're still pointing in an okay direction. I forgot how hard it is to fly without stability assist. Stability assist system, I guess, is what it's called. I can never remember. SAS, that's what we'll call it. So we just need to make sure we are always pointing sort of in the correct direction. We can head straight to the horizon here, flatten it out. And then this will get us up to the correct altitude. We'll probably go... Actually, it doesn't matter what height we go to as long as it's over 70K, because we'll just go to the tracking station to time warp from there. We'll go to 100K to start. We're still not above 70K. And there we are. So we can fast forward some more. And then from about here, we can go ahead and finish getting into orbit. So there we go. We're back in orbit, and you should have enough of everything. Get rid of that stuff, we don't need it. 34 days, 34, 35, and 1 day of electricity remaining, but you do have solar panels. So you should be okay as long as we are lined up correctly. You are missing... I thought you had more solar panels than that. Well, let's keep an eye on this solar panel if I can click it. There we go. So stop your roll a little bit. And we'll just get you as close to a 1 as possible. $99 is pretty good. So we'll go ahead and quick save this now that we're actually in orbit, and we'll go to the tracking station and we will fast forward, or time warp again, to however many days it needs to be. 12 days. So we'll just watch you go around and around. Oh, that's cool. You can see the northern lights here. I've never noticed that. So we will just keep going and going. Electricity is running out and depleted. So that means that the solar panels are probably not lining up how they were before. They should be mostly okay. I think it'll just give us that warning every once in a while. And you are actually not quite lined up. So you have 14 minutes remaining. But let's go ahead and turn this there. That one? Nope. We'll just get that close to 1 again. 98, 99. Good enough. And how far are we again? We've only gone like 1 day. So go back to the tracking station and fast forward another day or so until it gives us that warning again. Is there a way we can... No, let's not do that. Okay, you're just gonna keep doing that. Alright, well, I'm sorry for any of those who are watching who are getting dizzy from this. Is it backspace? There we go. Alright. It's a little better. So we're at 9 days, 8 days, 7 days, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 2 minutes. So we can go ahead and fly this thing again. And then hopefully we have everything we need. Electric charge is fine. Back a little bit, and then we'll do the time warp trick. There we go. And we'll just wait for 2 more minutes. So that contract is complete. Everything is fine here. Electricity remaining minus 10 days, but we definitely have enough. So now we will turn the other way and just bring you back to Kerbal. So right about there. And that's plenty. You will end sort of near Kerbal. We can go ahead and ditch you. We'll just point sideways, that's fine. And then we'll point this way. Actually, go ahead and get rid of this one in that direction. Oh man. There we go. Now you're mostly pointing retrograde. And then when you get close enough to the surface, we'll go ahead and deploy your chute and you should be fine. So now that we're in the atmosphere, you will start to point retrograde on your own. You'll wobble back and forth a bit and then you'll straighten out and be okay. Just like that. So a little bit of heat effects on some of the stuff on the side. Probably gonna lose something here. All the science experiments, I think. As long as the capsule doesn't blow up and the parachute's okay, that's all I care about. We don't need the science experiments because they didn't give us anything. I mean, it's wasting money sending them up and then blowing them up on re-entry, but that's okay. We won't worry about that too much. So you are about ready for the parachute. We're at 10,000 meters. So we can go ahead and do the parachute now. and then we'll continue our time warp. And just wait until we get to, I think it's going to be the ocean. Yep, there's some land. Almost made it there. That may be the space station over in that direction, but I feel like that island's a little bit too close, so I'm not sure. Can we recover the vessel? And then I think we'll probably be over 70% of our money back from the capsule just because of where we landed. So we got 3.5 science from that for crew report, flying above Kerbin's water, and recovered a vessel from Kerbin's orbit. But we didn't get any science for that. So we were 79% of the total value, which means we weren't too far away, but we weren't too close either. And he got 2 experience gained for going into orbit and coming back. So that is good. We got another contract complete. Some more debris that was destroyed, which is fine. We don't need that. And we need to fly by the moon and then also do a manned Kerbin landing. A manned Kerbin orbital docking. So let's just dock 2 vessels together, I assume. Yep. Alright, so let's go ahead and accept the manned Kerbin landing. 500 meters up. And power landing after reaching 500. So we can land anywhere, it looks like. This will be a lot easier. So let's go ahead and go into the vehicle assembly building. We will get one of these guys, get one of these, go ahead and get the swivel. No parachutes were allowed, that's right. We'll get some landing struts. That's a little bit too tall for that. So let's go without. We'll see what happens. We will get one of our pilots and we'll launch. So I forgot to see how long we have to burn. And we could probably also use some control reaction wheels. So let's see. We need to get above 500 meters. And that should be it. So we'll just make sure we stay pointing up. 300, 400, 500. So we will just stay pointing up. We'll lower some of our speed so we don't crash into Kerbin too fast. And then lower the throttle a little bit. Whoops. Well, we made it. We destroyed our rocket and our fuel tank, but the command pod survived. We'll go ahead and recover that vessel, and then contract complete. So I think last time I tried to do that, I thought I also had to go to the monolith, and that is much harder to do with that much weight. So yeah, successfully completed the first manned power landing on Kerbal. I think if NASA did that, they would call it, I guess, a success also. But a little bit dangerous with the breaking of the engine and fuel tanks, a full fuel tank at that. So we'll check out the contracts again. Nothing new right now. We got the moon flyby, which we want to do, and we have the manned Kerbal orbital docking. So that one's going to take a little bit. We're not going to do that right away. So what we want to do is get a probe to fly by the moon. And this one, maybe we could do. So we may have to finish the moon flyby before we can do this, but I'm thinking maybe we could do the moon flyby and then I don't know if it's a min-miss flyby or not. But we will have to save that for next episode. Yeah, if you like the video, be sure to hit the like button. If you don't want to miss any future videos, be sure to hit the subscribe button. And let me know any of your thoughts in the comments section. And thank you for joining me. I will see you guys next time.